Hey guys, Robert here with Hit Squad. I'm here with my buddy Patrick Harris. He actually topped 8 yesterday at the ARG Baton Rouge. What'd you play?
I played Reflect Banzai, or as we call it, Democracy.
Alright, sounds good. Let's get into it.
Alright, so everyone knows the ruler, Reflect. Deactivates for free. Has a free cost ability to draw a card and put one card from your hand on bottom of deck. You can pump a creature for +2/+2, get a counter. Or you didn't actually use this ability. Recover target Resonator at the end of turn and put a counter on it. And of course, you all know the flip side. You can flip back to the other side during your opponent's turn at any point. You can remove 2 counters, return target card to its owner's hand, search a card by removing 4 counters, or let's see what that other one. Or counter a spell, a normal spell, by removing X counters and tapping it. So, kind of broken. Really good card. Alright, so for the main deck, we have 4 eggs. I mean, let you search your deck, thin it out. 4 Gwens. Really good with Rukh Egg. Draw power, all that kind of good stuff. 4 Little Reds. So you'll see why she's in the deck later on. 4 Cheshire Cats, more draw power. 4 Alice's Little Scouts, once again, draw power. Kind of see a theme with this deck. And my boy, 4 Cthugha. Let you combo with the Rukh Egg to search out for Gwens. Really just good early game damage, just all around great card. Can't be countered if you use the Incarnate ability, and it has swiftness. Gwiber, the White Dragon. Pretty much a staple in most Reflect decks at this point in time. So, big body. The deck has the ability to get it on turn 2, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Probably one of the strongest turn 2s in the game right now. And it's a 12/12 flyer. Alright. 3, let me get the stamp on top. 3 Hera. Really good in the mirror match if they're playing the Regalia, or just against anything that plays Regalias in general. Pops it, draw a card. OP. Alright. Cannot pronounce the name of this guy, but here he is.
Blue Waffle.
Blue Waffle. We'll go with that. I'm sure everyone knows this card at this point. He's been popping up a lot lately. Has the Incarnate ability where you can incarnate 2 of any color that you want, and you get different effects based off what you incarnate. I was mainly using it for the red, which is to hit a Resonator for 400, and the blue to draw a card. Just really good. You can also use the white to gain 400, but that would require you to sacrifice one of your Gwibers, so not really worth it to me. But you can, if you have to. 2 Grinning by the Fireplace. This is where the little red comes in handy. On turn 2, just pay 2 red mana, get 2 creatures, and that huge defense. Really good. 1 Susan. Really good in the mirror match, and just against anything that runs dragons. Really good card. 2 Banzai Attack. This is one of your main win conditions in the deck if everything goes right. Gives everything +7, +0, Pierce. And you don't have to actually play this card to win. I maybe used this card twice yesterday to win games, but it's just good to have, and I only run 2 because you have so much draw power and just cycling through your deck with Reflect and all the other cards that you don't really need it. And then 1 Fetal, Movement, and Outer World. Now, I never actually used this card yesterday, but we were running it for Reanimator decks, Yamada decks, anything like along those lines. It's really good against them. Honestly, though, I probably should just sideboarded it, maybe not mainboard it, but we weren't sure what we were going to play against, so that always kind of comes into play. But that's it for the main deck. Okay. All right, we're going to go on to the stones. Stones are pretty simple. 4 Magic Stone of Hearth's core, just for your Cheshire Cats, your Scouts, pretty much it. 3 Heat Ray. The deck's obviously red, so you need that, and the white is for the Gwiber. And 3 Moonshades. Now this card I hate it, but I needed it. It's obviously okay. You have to pay 200 life, and you can tap for any color wheel that you want. But in a very aggro dominated format, it's a little bit. It's risky, but it can't help more than it hurts. Just preference, I guess. All right, and sideboard. So on the sideboard we have one more Susanowo just for the mirror match and anything you run into dragon related. Another Fetal Movement. Once again, didn't really need it, but I'd probably just still side it anyway just in case. One more Hera. Again, anything Regalia, heavy, just destroys that deck. These I actually did not use at all yesterday. I mean, they're... I don't know. I'm thinking about just taking them out for maybe... what's his name?
Grim?
Grim. The, is it Avenger of Fairy Tales?
Avenger of Fairy Tales.
Avenger of Fairy Tales. Because this deck has a very bad matchup against anything running Mephistopheles or something very big that's dark that you just cannot get over. So maybe just take that out for them. 2 Duel of Truth. This card was very good against anything aggressive, mainly the fairy deck, the fairy version of this deck. It was very good against. In the mirror match, it can be good. You can use it to, let's say they already use one of their abilities. You will pump your Gwiber and then use this to take out one of their Gwibers, or just anything crazy like that you might want to use. 2 Robe the Fire Rat. Very good against anything Knights of the Round Table related, or I even went up against a Baja player, and he couldn't do anything about it. So 3 Burn to Cinders. Once again, very good against anything Knights of the Round Table related, even against the fairy matchup, very good. And also against the Alice World build, you can go ahead and get rid of their morgues before they can actually start like drawing insane amounts of draw advantage. All right, and the last 3 cards, Sign of the Future.
Okay, I've been seeing this card pop up a lot.
Yeah.
How clutch was it?
It was very clutch when I would draw it. Against the Alice World decks, you turn 3, they're very consistent at just going off on turn 3, turn 4, and just whooping the hell out of Alice's World and just beating you that way. This card comes in handy because it actually helps you. You set down turn 2. As soon as they play their Cheshire Cat or whoever else that they're about to start going off with, this triggers. Okay, for everyone who doesn't know what it does, your opponent controls 3 or more Resonators than you. It activates and removes 2 of them from the game. Sounds kind of but in all honesty, like this card does a lot right now in this format. Very swarmy, aggro-based format.
Okay. What would you say your best matchup was yesterday?
Against Baja. I destroyed Baja yesterday.
Okay. And you're fairly new to the deck yourself, right?
Correct.
And did you miss a lot of triggers?
I missed way too many triggers. There's plenty of times because you can actually use the 0 effects on your opponent's turn, which I didn't know that when we were playtesting. I found that out about an hour before we got to the event. And I was missing triggers all over the place, and knowing when to deactivate this card is a little bit of a pain in this deck. Because other decks you can just deactivate and not care, but in my deck I need at least 4 will to go off, so it was kind of hard, but regardless, it was...
Yeah. If you can make any changes to your deck, what would it be?
Take out the Fetal Movement for maybe another Susanowo main board. I mean, really, I went up against a lot of different Gwiber decks, or Gwiber decks yesterday, and everything. But other than that, I wouldn't really change too much about it. Maybe the sideboard a little bit here and there, but you really can't fully prepare for that without knowing exactly what you're going to go into. So, but other than that, deck's amazing. And it just goes off. It's so much fun.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, man.